What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CUBREACTS, as we continue to explore new music worldwide. And today we are seeing a wicked fusion of sounds that I'm really excited for. The sounds of Harmonize alongside Spice with Miss Bantu. Again, Harmonize very much representing sort of Tanzanian Afrobeats and the sort of sound surrounding that, and Spice coming from a much more sort of dancehall background, representing JA. Really excited to see how this one comes together. Again, this is a 3-minute 30 tune, and unfortunately with Harmonize videos they do tend to get blocked quite rapidly, so this may end up being chopped down quite a lot. If it is, my apologies. It means it's the only way we've been able to get it online. However, I am excited to jump into this. Now, as always, if you are new to the channel, do make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page, turning notifications on, of course, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all of that good stuff. We're now on our route to 50,000 subs, which we're looking to get before the end of the year. If we could do that, it would be absolutely amazing. So big up each and every one of you on this journey with us. Without further ado, let's get into it right about now.
Yeah, my partner, my homie, my best friend. And in case you wanna know how we met, that's how we went.
Somebody love. She know my high school lover. She my best friend. We met Nairobi, Java.
So right from the jump on this one, we're going for a much more sort of hip-hop influenced arrangement. The halftime sounding drums, very crunchy, very kind of organic in the way they sound. It almost sounds like twigs are being snapped for the snare, which I always love. I love hearing that organic kind of crunch when it comes to certain drum sounds. Again, this one very much being led by that sort of lead guitar line, kind of going bow, bow, down, bow, 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 down, but down. That's the sort of lead melody going throughout the middle of this one. And then on top of that as well, you've got Harmonize's vocals cutting in right from the jump. Really nice introduction on this one. I'm liking the direction. I'm liking it slightly different as well. Let's see where it goes.
One week, yeah. She came to me to say hello, Tisha. A big fan, nice to meet ya. Do you mind if we have a picture?
Almost, yeah, to be fair, it falls very much into the R&B side of things, doesn't it?
Kanipitisha boda Mombasa, Tanga to Dar es Salaam. Stories za kusema konde boy Muislamu.
I'm loving the backdrop of harmonies we're getting off this as well. The fact that there are so many kind of different layers to it. Again, as I said earlier, it definitely does kind of fall into a much more sort of R&B influenced bracket, especially when you've got that kind of crunchiness in the drums. You've got these melodies that are all very emotive in the way they sound. And then on top of that, just the overall kind of vocal approach is very R&B influenced in the way it sounds. Maybe not influenced, but definitely similar. And you can hear those characteristics very much running throughout the heart of the performance on this one. I like the fact this is a lyrics video as well, because it means we are able to break it down a little bit more. I'm really enjoying this, man. Again, not a typical sort of sounding harmonized tune, but I'm liking the direction.
Even my first time when I got high, my baby she knows I be loving all day, bobbing all day. My baby she know, big boy. She know me better, she know. She know me better, she know. She know me better, she know. She know me better, she know.
That's my baby boo.
She know me better, she know.
Yeah.
She know me better, she know.
Everything that I do.
I really like the bassline action going on in this one. The kind of level going on down below is really clean. A really nice kind of... It's really subtle, and you have to proper listen in to actually hear what's going on. And sometimes that's good with a bass line. Sometimes you don't want a bass line to be really prominent, because it almost takes away from the other elements. Your bass line melody shouldn't necessarily be the most potent thing in your mixdown. But it's really working on this, the way it just kind of slots into the backdrop, and then when everything else kind of strips back in this section here, it becomes more potent because there's less going on and your ears are searching for a melody to grasp onto. And that's what we're getting now. Let's see how this one expands, though. Very much enjoying this as an overall arrangement. I'm loving the bounce on it as well. The organic sounding drums. It sounds great.
She know me better, she know. She know me better, she know. She know my romantic lover, you bring my joy and pleasure. I know you much better than any other. They say that birds of a feather must have to flock together. Oh boy, I'm with you till your worst gets better.
Let's go, Spice.
Philosophy, I love your generosity, I love your dignity. Yeah, you are my bestie. Best friends forever, we say loyalty. Boy, I know you like how you know me. I'm your lady, and you're my baby. I'm so happy I don't have no matey.
There's a lot of good things to say about Spice, man. I definitely think Spice is one of the more underrated I suppose kind of products of dancehall in the way that it's evolved over the years. Spice has bangers and bangers and bangers and bangers over the years. Like, she has been so consistent over the last almost decade, I'd say, in regards to releasing new music. It's actually longer than a decade when you think about it, but just releasing bangers on a regular basis. She's almost like, I would say, like in a similar bracket to DWE and Grime. He's still underrated for what he does, but he has consistently released bangers over the years, and every couple of years there's a brand new heater, like almost Deneo in a way in the UK as well, how that all kind of ties together. But Spice sounds great on this, man. Really nice intricate vocal flows, just showing her kind of level of mastery of her vocal ability, which sounds great. Again, cool introduction, the transition's been good, and yeah, it's nice, man. Again, the overall kind of theme of the tune is sort of R&B influenced as well, so this isn't necessarily a direction I would expect to hear from Spice, but she's absolutely killing
I know you for sure, not maybe. I know you for sure, not maybe. Best girl you ever get. As I see you, I get wet. Slow wine, to a we a sweat. I do the things that you never forget. Will you marry me, baby? You're gonna be my one and only. Yeah. Tell me, will you marry me, baby?
I'm loving how many kind of old school R&B themes this is kind of playing off. It's so cool to hear. Just again, that overall, I don't know, the kind of drift back into a much more sort of old school feeling. The way these two are kind of going back and forth, it does remind me of again, it reminds me a little bit of Rampin' Shop in that one, because that's the classic sort of back and forth tune that you know from Spice. But then when you kind of tie it in, there's almost elements of kind of Chris Brown in the way that Harmonize is doing a load of the backdrops. There are elements of kind of Mario in this as well, just with the kind of backdrops. The way that the kind of vocals are being utilized are the most exciting thing about this, and it's got that very typical thing of a back and forth between a male singer and a female singer that you expect to hear on a lot of R&B, especially old school R&B, sort of 2000 to 2009 sort of era. It was all the rage. And these two are pulling it off. It's great.
You're gonna be my one and only. Stories za kusema konde boy Muislamu. Wanne so halamu. Mbona baby wangu anafahamu. Anachotaka ni hakikishe tuna calm down. Even my first time when I got high, my baby should know. I be loving all day, bobbing all day. My baby, she know, big boy, she know me better, she know.
Even that section there, like that reminds me of, again, it reminds me of early Chris Brown, almost like a kind of Neo, almost to an extent as well, maybe an Usher in there as well. There are so many R&B elements to this that I absolutely love, and again, it's good to see both Harmonize and Spice going into a slightly more unexpected zone. Again, the bass line has become more and more prominent. The longer and longer the tune's gone on, the more sort of sound system-esque it's actually begun to sound, which I really, really like. And then, of course, Spice brings those elements with her naturally, so it's a cool kind of combination and evolution of a tune as it's expanded. Again, if we've had to cut this one down and there's more conversation than tune, I do apologise, but I've got a funny feeling it's going to be, because it's a slightly longer harmonised tune as well. But we'll see. We'll see as we go.
She know me better, she know. She know me better, she know. She know me better, she know.
That's my baby boo.
She know me better, she know.
Yeah.
She know me better, she know.
Everything that I do.
She know me better, she know. She know me better, she know. She know me. Tell me when you want me, baby. Yeah. You wanna be my one and
There we go then, Miss Bantu from Harmonize and Spice. A very cool tune indeed, a wicked link up between two phenomenal artists, if we're being entirely honest. Harmonize, one of the biggest in Tanzania, of course, and Spice, one of the most listened to female artists around the globe. I think she's the second or third most listened to in dancehall right now, and it's crazy. And again, that legacy is there with both of them, especially Spice, I'd say, one of the most kind of outstanding international artists that I've been following for the last 10 years plus. Crazy, crazy stuff. Very much enjoyed this as a collaboration, diving into that much more sort of again, I want to say R&B kind of similar to a lot of R&B sort of themes. I don't want to say influenced by R&B, because whenever I say influenced, people say it's not influenced by that, it's influenced by this. It's more that that's where I associate this sound with. Like, when I hear this, I am reminded of sort of 2001 to 2007, that kind of R&B period where you've got a male and female singer going back and forth on the tune, kind of going back and forth to each other. And this really, really works. It brought up a lot of nostalgia, a lot of my kind of younger days of listening to music to it as well, and it's a really cool tune, man. Good to see Harmonize getting involved in in different sounds, and Spice, of course, as well. I'd love to see Spice get involved in a few more of these sort of collaborations with artists that you would primarily associate with an Afrobeat sound rather than a sort of dancehall sound, and Spice, we know, has it in the locker. So yeah, excited to see how it goes. But there we go, friends. Hopefully you have enjoyed this one. If you enjoyed the tune, do let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, let me know by subscribing on the right hand side of the page, turning notifications on, of course, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.
Sounding so good right now. Baddest sound in a Brighton town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, Cub Cam TV. Stay locked.